dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News Weekend Edition.
Good evening, I'm Keaton Hall. With some snowfall on Friday and temps dropping into the low 20s tonight, the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is monitoring road conditions closely. WYMT's Jordan Mullins has more from KYTC District 12 on the road conditions and what to expect for your Saturday night and Sunday morning drives.
On Friday, snowfall across the region had crews with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet working to treat and clear roads.
Along the Virginia border there, Letcher County, parts of Knott County, and the side of Pike County that's closer to the Dorton area. So those crews, were out longer and they had a significant amount of snowfall.
Now, roads are relatively clear, but a refreeze could mean a dangerous overnight and early morning drive.
Tonight, with the drop in the weather and in the temperature, black ice will become an issue.
With the freeze and thaw cycle also comes other issues. On Friday, KYTC crews worked nearly 12 hours clearing a rock slide on Town Mountain Road in Pikeville.
And honestly, we don't know where that's going to happen. It happens, and then our number one priority is when it does, is to get out there and make the roads safe for the traveling public.
But whether it's ice, snow, or other hazards, officials are depending on safe drivers.
We want everyone to get from point A to point B safely. And I know it kind of sounds like a broken record, but we want you to slow down, be alert, pay attention to your surroundings, and give yourself plenty of time to get to where you're going.
To ensure safe travels for all. In Pikeville, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Woodward says if you notice any dangerous road conditions, you can report those at transportation.ky.gov, or you can call your local district office. Former Eastern Kentucky and University of Kentucky athletes got the chance to give back to the region today. Coaches and players came to Hazard with baseball and softball equipment to give out. Former Kentucky softball player Emily Gaines, who's from London, says giving back is part of her DNA.
We all are in the mountains, so we just wanted to help our people. We all kind of come together in these times. So
they gave away equipment ranging from little league sizes all the way up to high school. The Kentucky Foundation for Women aims to support female artists across the Commonwealth through its grant programs, and recently 2 Whitesburg women were among the dozens to receive awards. Quilt maker Nicole Musgrave and writer Rachel Rear received more than $3,000 each from KFW to help complete upcoming projects. The women say they are grateful to receive this assistance and to feel like the work they do matters.
It's truly like a community network that they're building, and I haven't found that a lot. Like, as an artist, I'm familiar with a lot of grants and a lot of organizations that support artists, but this just feels different, and it's a really beautiful thing that they're cultivating here.
Quilt maker Nicole Musgrave says because of the Artist Enrichment Grant she received, she'll be able to devote more time to finishing her series of quilts. Rear says because of the funds she received, she'll hopefully be finishing her first novel by the end of the year. Researchers at the University of Kentucky are showing the impact of COVID vaccines on expecting mothers. They studied 120 women in partnership with an Oregon university. It showed the vaccine produced a good immune response on the mom and benefited her fetus as well.
It really allowed us to look at the levels of maternal antibodies and then the levels of those maternal antibodies, not only in the mother's circulation by looking at mom's blood, but how many of the maternal antibodies have actually crossed the placenta into the baby.
Masaudi says it's important for pregnant women to get as they are in a state of immunosuppression, and she sees it as an opportunity for newborns to have protection against COVID that they can't otherwise receive. The White House announced Saturday that an additional 5 classified documents were found at President Biden's home in Wilmington, Delaware this week. According to a federal law enforcement official familiar with the investigation, roughly 20 known documents marked classified have been found at the president's home and the former Penn Center from his time as vice president. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides has more from Miami.
Lawyers for President Biden say they found more classified documents at his Delaware home this week. The news comes after the White House announced Thursday that one page was discovered during a search of the president's private library. Saturday's disclosure brings that number to 6. That's in addition to documents found in December in the president's garage. And CBS News has learned that approximately 10 documents marked classified and discovered in November at his former offices in the Penn Biden Center in Washington from when he was vice president included top secret material.
To be labeled top secret, information needs to be judged to be extraordinarily damaging to the United States should it get into the wrong hands.
On Thursday, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was asked whether Mr. Biden could guarantee more would not turn up.
You should assume that it's been completed, yes.
A White House lawyer, Richard Sauber, released a statement Saturday saying in part, "While I was transferring it to the DOJ officials who accompanied me, 5 additional pages with classification markings were discovered among the material with it, for a total of 6 pages. The DOJ officials with me immediately took possession of them." Sauber said the White House will cooperate with the special counsel Robert Hur, who was appointed by Attorney General Merrick Garland to investigate the matter. The White House says the president did not know the previously discovered records were in his home, adding that his team reached out to the National Archives and Justice Department when they were discovered. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
House Republicans have announced their own investigation, saying the American people deserve accountability and transparency. The government is conducting a separate probe into classified documents found at former President Trump's Florida estate, with the special counsel looking into whether anyone sought to obstruct that investigation. Stick with us. Cameron's got a look at your forecast after this break.